Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how I create awesome videos using AI tools. I use ChatGPT to write the script. Now, let's make some visuals. I use LTX Studio to create stunning visuals and videos. Just a few clicks, and we're good to go. For the voiceover, I use 11 Labs. Their AI voices are super realistic.
Super realistic. All right, in case it wasn't super obvious, that was all AI generated. I used ChatGPT to write the script, plugged the script into LTX Studio to create the visuals and music and sound effects, then used 11 Labs to create the voiceover.
Hey everyone.
And the result was kind of garbage, but I wanted to see what an AI generated video would look like. Because people have very strong opinions about creators using generative AI tools to make their videos, as I found out in June at the annual confab for the video creator community, VidCon, when I asked attendees what they thought of creators using generative AI tools to make their videos.
How do you feel about creators using AI for their videos?
It's very strange. I feel like there would be certain components that would be okay, or like inspiration-wise, where you would use AI for like inspirations of thumbnails, but to have your whole video be made out of it, it's not unique to me anymore.
I don't like it, but I think it could be used in a good way if like thought more about instead of just trying to substitute.
A lot of the creators I watch are very opposed to it. I am too, especially knowing the environmental impact of just ChatGPT alone, how much fresh water it uses, how much energy it uses, the power grids that are already being affected. And because generative AI is so destructive to careers, because I want to be an artist as well, and it's stealing so much stuff, if I see a creator using it, I will probably be deterred, because that says they don't want to put the time or effort into making something or paying someone to make it for them.
I feel like it takes jobs away from real artists. And it essentially steals from real artists also, so I don't like it that much.
I don't really respect that because it's just making it way easier for them to do other things, and I just like people working hard to succeed, so I don't really like the AI stuff.
Me neither. I feel like AI will probably take over people's jobs a little bit. And if they're posting on YouTube AI, then what is the point of making videos when AI can give you the whole thing?
I don't care. I mean, yeah, as long as they're not like entertaining video. I feel like they shouldn't overuse it, but if they're using AI to help them out, then I don't see the reason why they can't.
I don't like AI.
Yeah, I don't like AI, but I can see how AI can help them with certain things, but like fully making AI everything, I don't think it's a good idea. But if it helps them do some stuff easier, then it helps.
Audiences aren't the only ones with strong opinions about AI-generated videos. Creators have their own qualms, especially with how AI could disconnect them from their audiences.
When it comes to using AI for like writing, I understand the benefit, I guess, like when you're in school or stuff like that. But it's like, or maybe like scripts, but even then for me personally, it's just, I like to be creative, and I feel like that's where the best work comes from, is like a person's mind and your creativity.
The whole point of my content is that people come to see like me specifically and like my authentic voice on something. And so I feel like if you start like delving like too much into AI, then you kind of lose your own voice within the content. So I definitely don't want to do that.
The reason people come to me isn't for a volume of information or even a speed of information all the time, but they come for like my particular analysis on it and the human aspects I bring to it.
That being said, there are cases to be made for creators taking advantage of generative AI tools to improve their video workflows. It's similar to how digital cameras and computers have streamlined analog production processes, and with all kinds of caveats around things like content provenance, compensation, environmental impacts. Those aside, generative AI technologies are basically just tools that can aid in the video creation process.
It's a mess, but I think that you can't not use the tools. I have always felt that I don't use tools because I think they're good for the world. I use tools because I think that the things that we make with them are good for the world.
I try my best to use the tools to help maximize my time, to help make sure that my spelling is correct, to make sure that, you know, the basic things that I'm not necessarily 100% needed for. It's all about maximizing your time and investment, right? So where I feel like it can pay off and not challenge the content and the creativity itself, then sure, I'll lean into it.
Cases in point, creators are finding generative AI tools handy for helping with off-camera tasks, like researching ideas, drafting thumbnails, and translating captions.
Actually, I have an AI tool that will come up with a thumbnail. It's like kind of like a storyboard, but like for thumbnails, right? And so I think that's really cool because it gives you an idea of like where to place yourself in the video and what should be in the background, like things like that you're not really necessarily thinking of. I think that's a really good tool, but I do sometimes use it for ideas. If I'm like kind of stuck on something, I'll use it to brainstorm. I'll use it for titles, stuff like that.
The only thing I use it for is like starting off a research process. So if I want to know the sort of biochemical mechanism of a cancer treatment, and I don't like know enough about I don't know like anything that's going on there, but I'm interested in writing something about this. You can ask ChatGPT like, what's the biochemical mechanism of this cancer treatment, and it might be wrong. Like you can't be like, oh, I've got the information now. I'll make a video about it. But it gives you the terms to search for. You know, it gets you started.
I use AI to put my captions into all the videos because a lot of our content and the success of our content is the banter between my husband and I. And it's that conversation and it's that relationship. So when a lot of people watch on mute, so when it's captioned, at least you don't lose that. What I'm really excited about is having the ability to change those captions to different languages, to subtitle them in different languages, because our audience is worldwide. So I'm really looking forward to being able to share it with more worldwide audiences.
For the tools that help creators on their workflow, I think most creators are starting to dabble with them and figure out what works for them, what makes sense in their workflow, what's helpful. But then other tools like translations, we're seeing a lot more adoption because it's a very clear expansion of reach. You can get into 3, 4, 5 languages really quickly, which you've always had demand for. I just didn't want to invest in actually doing dubbing.
Okay, but while there can be justifiable reasons for creators to be using generative AI tools in their video workflows, there's definitely a line between AI-assisted videos and AI-generated videos. And creators, for the most part, are taking care to draw those lines for themselves.
So I will never set an AI version of myself. That's one thing that I said.
We have an AI policy internally at our company, and of course, like content-aware fill, great. Like you need to make a 9:16 image into 16:9, winning. But like what you can't do is it can't be in the final product. So if there are words that ChatGPT wrote in a script, that is a failure of the policy. Like you have violated the policy. If there is images in the thumbnail that were created by AI, that is a violation of the policy.
Let's be honest though, there are and will continue to be creators that effectively convert themselves into AI-generated avatars. But the creators I spoke to see that as a step too far.
I think with where AI is concerned, you have to have a human element. I think, because that's where the creativity comes from. That's what sets your content or you apart from the next person who's using that same AI generation tool.